Okay, now we got it. So this is the third time I'm taking this video because I ran out of capacity and I was trying to run like super high definition, and this is not what this video is. So, hi, I'm Rod Baker. I'm from DFW Parties. I run Glotubes, and this has become a very popular product in the sort of what we're calling the tube space here. We've got both lighting, we've got Asteras, and we've got my product. And quite frankly, all three products are fantastic. All three products serve different purposes. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mine. So here's the deal. I started this, and Joe Bunn did a video, a fantastic video, and I'll put the link to his video here in the comments. But it actually got popular faster than I was developing it. So I had to spend all my energy getting product to the States, getting it packaged properly, and getting it ready and getting it sold. So I haven't done a full, any of the marketing background materials that are needed for this product. So we're getting around to doing that now. So there will be a more stylized video. This will be all stuff, but this video is for my DJs. This is for you guys, and I'm a working DJ. I run DFW Parties in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. I do about 65-ish weddings a year, have for quite some time. I've done about 1,700 weddings in my career. I'm kind of a veteran in this business. So I'm coming at this from your angle, okay? This is a video for us. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the Glotube product, and I wanna talk just a little bit of history about how it came to market and how it is better than some very, very similar products in this lower price point product. Okay, so what we've got here is, this is a 90 centimeter tube, and this is an improvement from where you get them out of the box. So some of our similar products, the Revo product, some of those products are a fantastic product, and that's what I originally ordered from my Chinese supplier. Now the Chinese, I work with the Chinese quite a bit because I have another company, DFW Neon, where we make signs, wedding signs, the neon wedding signs you see a lot of times on the hedge walls and stuff like that. So I've done that for a few years. I started that hustle during the pandemic and have been dealing with Chinese suppliers for the better part of 3 years. Okay, so what that's taught me is how to take a product, improve it, work on it, tweak it, and get it ready, and get it improved in ways that are needed. So because I am a DJ, a working DJ, and I'm like one of you guys, I knew what we needed to be successful with this product and was able to make the changes to make this a consumer-friendly product that actually is pretty cool for the price point. And that's kind of what Joe's video talks about. You can watch that separately. So what we got here is a 90 centimeter tube. The remote that comes with it is a lot like a lot of the remotes you see for different products. I don't think we have autofocus here. So the first thing that we improved upon and we were able to get improved was, check this out. On the back of the panel here are the kind of batteries it uses. They're not those little cheapy 2025 batteries. They're true AAA batteries, okay? So pretty cool. This is the only remote that I'm aware of. I asked for this improvement, fully expecting a no. They actually said yes, and they actually, all orders are going out with these now. I'm trying to back order a few more to give some of my previous orders at least one of these. When you order a set of 6 or a set of 8, you get a remote for each tube. That's a very popular question I get. The other popular question is, does one remote control all the lights? And the answer is yes. There's also the ability, and I'm not going to go through that in this video, it's a little bit more complex, but you can actually isolate lights to a remote. Meaning that if you want a remote that does one thing for some of your lights, and a remote that does some things for your other lights, that is possible. But generally, in most cases that I use it, I want one remote to have all the lights do the same thing. The big question I also get is, what's the range on these things? And when you look at it, it looks like it is an infrared remote. And that was my assumption when they came in. But I was noticing as I was using them for my own use, wow, the range on these things is crazy good. And so what I discovered in getting through the paperwork and working at all the specs is these are actually RF. These are the same kind of signal that your handheld microphones use. And it's on a different frequency that's way far away from the handhelds or the lavaliers or the headsets or whatever. It's different, and it's away from that band, but it's RF range, and which is crazy good. If you're in the room, you're going to hit this thing and all the lights are going to get hit with this thing. It's awesome. It's really awesome. So that was a very pleasant surprise with that. So with that, let's turn on one of these lights here. So the native setting here is it goes through this color mode, and there are 100 and some odd, I want to say somewhere around 144, maybe more, different programs. And what this thing does is, if you just turn it on right out of the box, it's going to spend about 20 seconds at each one of the modes. Okay, so there you notice it just switched modes. Okay, there are a ton of different modes. Okay, that we'll go over a little bit more in detail on the things that it does there, but as you can see, pretty cool stuff. I'm a big proponent of the single colors. Here's a blue, here's a green, here's a red. It's got all kinds of colors, static color settings that are on the remote. Okay, so one of the most popular questions I get is, what is the battery life? And that was the biggest thing, is when I ordered this out of the box, it was very similar to what, if you order from like the Revo product or one of those types of products, that's what you'll get out of the box. And that's what I originally started with. I just bought this as a consumer just to see if they were good, okay? So what I noticed was the battery power on these things wasn't great. So with my background and being able to deal with the Chinese on things and making them a little bit more customized, the battery on these things are a little bit bigger. And they use a USB-C connection just like your iPhone. If they're dead, they'll charge up fully in about 6 hours. There's a little blinking LED, and once it's charged, it turns to solid. And it takes about a good 6 hours. So I charge them overnight when I'm about to do an event. Okay, they're pretty bright, as you can see. That's the blue. The white on these things, if I put this thing at full blast, is insane. Okay, they are 36 watts, and my autocorrect on my camera's adjusting accordingly. But the thing that I want to point out, the biggest correction that I made, so to speak, was being able to add a white diode. So when you get these out of the box, previously you could only get red, green, blue. But one of the improvements that we made was that we asked for them to do a white diode. Now, so previously, in terms of battery time, a single color on the new battery, on the upgraded battery that we've done, you get about 6.5 to 7 hours. In this blue setting here, you'll get that. And you can actually dim it down, and if you dim it down, you can get quite a bit more than that. But, you know, I'm a full blast kind of guy, so let's do that. So, okay. Anyway, where was I? Okay, sorry, get distracted. That probably will get edited out. We will add, and we have added, the white diode. Okay, so that's the white diode. However, if you'll notice, is, and let me pull this back, they actually make very good video lights. I got some of my videographer friends that have borrowed some of these from me. When it's right up next to your face, obviously it's super bright. But if you put it at kind of a distance just off camera, guess what? This makes a very good video light. The white is a warm white, which is not real common with LED products. What we were running into was the white originally was the RGB white. Now this is 36 watts. It's about half the wattage of one of those Astera lights that run about 72 watts. This is a light that I cast some light, but it's not going to cast crazy light like an Astera. It's a good background light. So at this mode, this is full blast. This is full red, full green, full white, full blue. You're only going to get about 2 hours out of this setting, but I cannot think of a practical reason why you would need it this freaking bright, okay? In fact, my favorite setting is you can actually dim it down, pull out the cool white altogether, and run this. This is full blast and warm white. You're going to get about 4 hours, 15 minutes, maybe 4.5 hours, somewhere in that range. And this is actually good for photo booth stuff like that. And even at this setting, I probably still would not. I'd probably dim it a couple, if you'll notice here, I'm just a couple steps. You could actually dim this down and get even more time than that. I haven't run tests at every single capacity and intensity level, but that's what we can do there. So anyway, so we've been able to add, there we go, correct. So we've been able to add the white diode, the battery power. Also, the other thing is that the stock feet that these things come with were plastic, and they look stout, but they're not. They were folding up real fast. They were just not working that great. So I actually found a different supplier, and we have these feet. These are metal, okay, if you can see that. The cool thing about that is they are detachable, okay? And in the base is a 1/4 inch, or in metric terms, it was called an M6. If you get something in either one of those formats, You can actually use different stands. I love using the photography stands, and you can put these things high up in the air. So what I typically do is I'll use these stands for 2D lights in front of my booth, and then I'll get them up on the photography stands for a couple of them behind my booth. And you've got them at multiple heights. Oh, and it just screws right in there. I've had some people take them and they put like, I think they're called molly bolts, where there's a bolt and there's like an opening, and you can actually hang them upside down. Okay, and there's other kinds of cool stuff that we've got on the way. We're not quite ready to talk about, but we've got some cool stuff that we're going to add to the mix on these things. Okay, so popular questions are the feet removable? Yes. Can you get them up in the air? Yes. How much do they weigh? Like next to nothing, like literally next to nothing. The programs are really cool. Let's go ahead and cover that now. So the different programs, as I mentioned, right out of the box, when you turn it on, it goes this. But you also have, and we're going to include more documentation on this, but you can actually go through individually and pick the different settings. Okay, so this is actually one of my favorite settings here. It's a little bright right now. It's a little fast as well. Let's see if we can get that back there. But there's different settings here that just are so freaking cool. There's a white that's kind of a chase pattern. And it's my understanding there's about 144. I haven't even been through them all, but if you'll go through here and you can pick, I have a couple of my favorites that I love using for events. Excuse me. Again, this is a very informal video, so bear with me on these type of things. So, okay. So the other thing we have is a sound active mode. So as I talk, it will follow suit. Now, kind of by mistake, I discovered this. That's the thing with the Chinese, is they don't always tell you everything. You got to figure this out, and we have to adjust accordingly in the documentation. But there's actually different sound settings. So if I go through here and I talk like that, it actually works very differently. So you can actually scroll through a number of sound settings that are very different. Pretty cool, huh? And then from there, you can just click the buttons, go back to the individual color, and do stuff like that. One of the other popular questions I get is how many remotes you get. You get one remote for every light. The cool thing is another extremely popular question I get is, can one remote power all of the remotes or all the lights? And the answer is yes. You can actually, well, the answer is both. You can actually isolate using a couple of different key touches. You can actually isolate lights on a specific remote so that they're doing different things than the other remotes. Or you could just have, my favorite thing to do is just have one remote hit all the different lights. Okay. The range, as I mentioned, is crazy good. They use an RF signal. So when you do it, all of them follow suit, and they do it fairly quickly. It's a pretty cool setup. Trying to think what you guys else would ask. Covered a lot of ground here. If you think of other questions, let me know in the comments section. Again, this is not the polished video. I'm probably just going to leave in the coughs and the ums and the stuff that as a trained MC I'm not supposed to do, but I'm speaking off the cuff just for you guys. But this is a solid product. I sell them in batches of 6 and batches of 8. I have found a very good gun case that I've modified with foam in it to be specific to carrying these things around. And we're at a price point that's crazy good, crazy good. I am a DJ that's in the upscale part of my market, so it's very strange for me to be working with a product that is, in terms of price, this is the cheapest of the products. It's not the cheapest in the quality. This is a great product. I stand behind this. I'm excited about it. And you know what? That's all I could think of right now. I'm sure there's more questions. Put them in the comments. I will answer them. Again, as I mentioned, I will be developing some more stylized commercials for the masses. But this is for you guys. This is for my DJ buds. So anyway, thanks so much. And I look forward to chatting with you, and I'd love to sell you a set. Okay. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.